Today we're looking at daily routines
Daily routines.
in English. And get this,
Okay.
our source is actually another podcast
Oh, wow.
called Learn English with AI.
Using a podcast to analyze a podcast.
I know, right? It's like meta learning,
I love that.
learning about learning.
Yeah, and focusing on daily routines is actually really smart
I think so too.
for language learning.
Yeah.
Because routines are so predictable. They give you that great foundation you need for fluency.
Right, like a structure
Exactly.
to hang all these new words and phrases on.
Yeah, and the podcast we're looking at today
Yeah,
breaks it down so well
it does.
into morning, afternoon, or work, and then evening.
Like a story with a beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah, it's great.
So small.
And by anchoring language learning
Yeah.
to these everyday activities, it becomes less about memorizing rules
Right.
and more about using English naturally in your life.
Okay, so let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do
So this Learn English with AI podcast
it.
starts off with some pretty simple phrases.
Yeah.
Like, I wake up at 7 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
You know, pretty basic.
Yeah, the foundation.
But what's interesting is
Why?
how they structure it.
What do you mean?
They use the present simple tense
Oh, right.
consistently,
Yeah.
which is
like
such a fundamental grammar
it's
concept.
huge for English learners.
Right. But they're doing it so subtly.
Yeah, it's almost sneaky.
Yeah, like they're embedding this grammar practice
Yeah.
into these super simple phrases.
Right. And it reinforces the
Mm.
idea of habits,
Exactly.
which is what routines are all about.
Totally. And then they go on and encourage listeners
Okay.
to repeat the phrases
Mm-hmm.
like over and over
Oh, I see.
to emphasize how important practice is.
And that repetition is key.
I think so too.
Because when you repeat something
Mhm.
consistently,
Yeah.
you're not just memorizing it.
Right.
You're training your brain to access the words and structures
Wow.
without even thinking about it.
Effortlessly.
Yeah.
So it's not just rote learning, you know.
Oh, no, not all.
It's like you're building
Yeah.
mental muscle memory.
Exactly.
But for speaking English,
Love it.
I also loved
Okay.
how they made it interactive.
Oh, yeah.
Like they would just ask the listener questions.
Really?
Like, what time do you wake up?
Oh, that's smart.
Right.
Because it forces you to
I said
answer in English.
Right.
So you're actively learning.
And you're thinking about your own routine.
Mm-hmm. So it's personal,
Yeah.
engaging.
And they also tell people
Yeah.
to add details.
Okay.
Like instead of just saying,
Yeah.
I eat breakfast, they're
Yeah.
like, say I eat scrambled eggs
Okay.
with avocado toast and a cup of green tea for breakfast.
I like that.
Right.
And research shows
Oh, really?
connecting new language to personal experience
Yeah.
really improves recall. So when they encourage learners
Yeah.
to personalize their descriptions,
Mm-hmm.
it's actually a powerful memory technique.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like the more specific you are, the more
Yeah.
vivid,
Exactly.
the easier it is to remember.
Totally.
It's like painting a picture with words.
It is.
Makes it more fun too.
Yeah, way more fun.
So they've got the repetition,
Mm.
they've got the interactive parts,
Yep.
and they've got the personalization.
Yeah, what else?
We're-
What else is there?
I don't know, they packed a lot in
And they did.
to this one episode.
Well, they also had a whole bonus tips section
oh, yes.
about time expressions
Okay.
and linking words.
Like in the morning, at night,
Yeah, exactly.
then after that, next.
It's like they're giving you the
Right.
building blocks
Uh-huh.
to make more complex sentences,
Yeah.
even paragraphs.
Really?
And did you notice how smoothly
How smoothly what?
they transition
Okay.
from the main descriptions?
To these bonus tips.
Yeah.
It's so subtle.
Yeah, they're good.
But it keeps you hooked.
They're masters of pacing.
And these small things, like time expressions
Right.
and linking words,
Linking words?
are so important
They are
for fluency.
game changers.
Okay, I'm ready to unpack those bonus tips.
Me too. Let's do it. Time expressions are so important.
I know, right?
They add context
Yeah.
and
Those
structure.
make- yeah.
And they help you understand
Understand what?
when things happen in a routine.
Okay, yeah.
But like if you say,
Mm-hmm.
I wake up at 7 a.m.,
Mm-hmm.
then I eat breakfast.
Yeah.
It's so much clearer
Oh, for sure.
than just saying, I wake up and eat breakfast.
Totally. It's like you're making a timeline of your day
Exactly.
with those expressions.
And the linking words
Oh, yeah, the linking word.
help connect all the actions
Yeah.
into one cohesive story.
So it's not just a list of things you do.
No,
It's
like what?
you're telling a story
Yes.
about your day.
And that's what's so cool about language.
Oh, don't, right?
It's more than just information. It's about emotion,
Yeah.
intention,
Oh, yeah.
personality.
You know what? When I started learning English,
Uh-huh.
I felt so lost. with
Yes.
all the grammar rules.
It can be overwhelming.
It is. But then
What?
I started describing my daily routine,
Okay.
and it just clicked.
Oh, wow.
Like I had this framework to
Mhm.
put all the words and phrases into.
It's like you cracked the code.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is so great
About what?
about this approach.
Oh, okay.
You start with something familiar, like your routine,
Yeah.
and you build from there.
It's less scary that way.
Way less intimidating.
It's amazing to
Oh,
me
busy.
that this podcast isn't just about English.
Oh, interesting.
It's about learning how to learn.
What do you mean?
Like they talk about spaced repetition
Yep.
and active recall,
One
which are proven techniques
data.
for remembering things.
So they've snuck in
I know, right?
a meta learning layer.
It's so clever.
They're teaching you
Yeah.
how to be a better learner.
In general.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, so we've talked about how this podcast
Yeah.
breaks down routines
Mhm.
and encourages practice
And personalization.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
and even teaches you how to learn better.
Right.
But what does all this mean
Good question.
to someone trying to learn English?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway is this.
Yes.
Learning a language
Huh?
doesn't have to be a chore,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
It can be fun.
It can be.
And it can start with something easy,
Like your routine.
like your routine.
Yeah. Find what feels
Yeah,
relevant to you
exactly.
and build from there.
And what I love is
Right.
they don't just tell you what to do.
Yeah.
They show you how to do it.
By doing it themselves.
Right in the episode.
It's like they're right there with you.
Yeah, guiding you along.
This deep dive has been so fun.
I know, right?
We've learned so much
We have.
from just one episode.
It's crazy how much they packed in.
I know. I'm curious.
What?
What do you think is the most powerful thing
The most powerful what?
about using routines
Okay.
to learn English?
I think it's how routines connect
Connect to what?
language to your life.
Yeah.
Give you a real context for
Mhm.
practicing new words and grammar.
And it feels less abstract.
Way less.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah. And when you personalize it,
hmm
you find your own voice
In English.
in English.
That's a great way to put it.
Thanks.
Okay, before we finish up,
Yeah.
I have a question
Okay.
for our listener.
Okay.
We've talked about how describing routines
Yeah.
can help you learn English,
Mm-hmm.
but how could understanding routines
Okay.
help you learn other things?
Other things in English.
In English, yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Right. Like, take this idea
Yeah.
and see how far you can go with it.
I love that.
The possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
It's like they've given you the blueprint.
Blueprint.
Yeah, for building sentences
Okay.
and even paragraphs.
Right.
And you could start creating,
Creating what?
like, amazing things with English.
I like that.
Because you got the foundation
The foundation.
and
here.
you can build on it.
As you learn more words in grammar.
Exactly. You start with something small,
Okay.
like I wake up,
Uh-huh.
and then who knows?
Yeah.
You could be describing anything.
Like your dreams,
Yeah, your dream.
your goals, the whole world.
I love that. And they really emphasize
Emphasize what?
practicing a little bit each day.
Oh, consistency.
Yeah, consistency is key.
It's like taking care of a plant.
A plant,
Yeah, you can't just water it once a month.
right? It needs regular care.
And attention.
And a language is the same.
You need to practice.
Regular, yeah, even if it's just
Mm-hmm.
for a few minutes.
Yeah, a little bit goes a long way.
I love that analogy.
Thanks.
You know, for anyone listening who's feeling
Feeling what? Overwhelmed.
overwhelmed by English,
Yeah, like it's too much.
I get it.
This podcast has a really good message.
How's that?
You don't have to
You don't have to what?
be perfect right away.
Oh, yeah, you can start small,
Yeah. Focus on the basics
let your routine,
and build up from there.
one step at a time.
And most importantly,
Yeah, most importantly, what?
don't forget to have fun.
Oh, absolutely.
Like a chore.
Exactly.
If you're not enjoying it,
Yeah,
you're not going to want to keep doing it.
right. So find what you enjoy.
Yeah. Find what sparks your interest.
And let that guide you.
It makes learning so much easier
So much easier.
and more effective.
Okay, so to wrap up
Rack all over.
our deep dive
Okay.
into daily routines,
Mm-hmm.
what are the most important things
The most important what?
we've learned?
Well, we've learned that describing your routine
Mm.
can really help you
Learn English.
learn English. Yes.
It gives you that structure
Mm-hmm.
to practice all the essentials.
Vocabulary, grammar,
Yeah, and you make it your own.
by personalizing it.
So you're not just learning the language.
Right.
You're finding your voice
Your own unique voice.
in English.
Exactly.
And we can't forget
We can't forget what.
about consistency
Oh, that's crucial.
and finding joy in the process.
Yes. Make it fun.
It makes such a difference.
It really does.
This has been such an interesting
I
journey.
know, right.
We started with routines,
Such a simple concept
and we've uncovered so much
about learning, about language.
about ourselves even,
It's amazing what you can learn.
from the everyday.
Every day, yeah.
So to everyone listening,
Yeah.
keep exploring
Explore what?
English, the world,
Mm-hmm.
and yourselves.
Find what excites you.
And most importantly,
Have fun.
have fun learning.
Happy learning, everyone.